Welcome everybody to VWG, where I interview reality and game show contestants. I have the Traitors Canada Season 2 contestant with me, Michael John Ferri.
Hey, how are you? What's going on today?
Oh, not much. It's really hot outside, man. Have you been cooling off?
Yeah, I'm one of those guys. In the middle of February, I have to have a window open and fans going. So I'm staying inside with my window shut and my air conditioner cranked. My poor cats are suffering from the cold, but it's all right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's get this started. So, how did you find out about the Traitors in the first place, and how was the audition process like? Or what
Great
was the
question.
audition process like?
Okay, so I have a friend. Her name's Heather. She's a talent agent. Um, and so many years ago, I was part of a paranormal group, investigations group here in Windsor, where I live. They're going like 20 years back. And we had a little bit of a cult following here in the city. We did charity events and we made six on, DVDs, if anybody knows what that is. I'm showing my age. Six DVDs of local investigations, local just documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then we got into the local newspaper and that sort of stuff. And then this woman who I mentioned saw the article and reached out to us and was interested. They liked what they saw. And they were said maybe, getting us a TV deal. So we had to go through a process for that. It didn't happen, long story short. But I always stayed in contact with her because why wouldn't I,
Yeah.
She's a good friend. We got along good. And every so often I say that she would give me a dart to throw, an opportunity for other shows. And they didn't work out. Other paranormal stuff, maybe something kind of sort of wrestling related. So the most recent was she approached me. She goes, has nothing to do with wrestling, Michael John. This has nothing to do with the paranormal. But I think with you doing your podcast, you are kind of articulate enough to be a part of this show. Would you want to audition? I was like, yeah, of course. I'd love to try it. I had no idea what the show was really, because I honestly don't watch much TV.
Same.
She interviewed me, just basic questions so they could see how I talk and, et cetera. And then I got a second interview with her. And then I had an interview with the RCMP because they're very serious. They want to make sure they got legit people, good people on these shows, no sort of chicanery.
Mm-hmm.
And the final interview was with a psychiatrist because these type of shows really mess with your brain,
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally and, because everybody's backstabbing you and you don't, or maybe they're not, and you think they are, it gets crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't mind mentioning, I'm very candid and very open with this. I mean, being a 25 plus year cocaine addict, I had some very serious mental health issues of trusting people or not trusting people, among a list of other things. So the show, I mean, I guess I was meant to be part of that show because a lot of us were pretty, it's hard to trust anybody because you don't know. Everybody's trying to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, my plane will take off and go in another direction real quick, Graham. I'll land the plane before you get back to your question. Sorry. So that was the interview process in a nutshell. This is over the course of quite a few months. And I had to, at the very beginning, sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. I couldn't even tell my mom about it,
Mm-hmm.
So that was hard for a long time, that's the interview process for you.
Wow. What a story. Thanks for telling me this, Michael. I appreciate it. Okay. When you were on the Traders, what was it like? Were you expecting to be a trader?
In my heart of hearts, I wanted that more than anything. Um, having a pro wrestling background, just love to be the heel, love to be the bad guy. I wanted that. I'm like, yes, oh my God. I just saw myself. I visualized I'm the bad guy. I'm the heel. And careful what you wish. you know.
I know what you mean. After everybody found out that you were a traitor, after you left, what happened? Was there any consolation prize? Did you get to talk to anybody, or what's the story after you said
No.
I'm a traitor?
So it's very so when you get there, first thing to do is take your phones from you.
Of course,
You
yes.
know, for me, that wasn't a big deal because I've been in rehab more than once. So I was like, okay, this is nothing. Who cares? I'm not going to miss my phone. No television. No radio, no anything. You're only allowed to speak to people while filming was going
Hmm.
on. So when I was voted off, they literally whisked you offset into a van, into a separate location altogether from the filming set to a different hotel about an hour and a half away. So I spent a few hours there. I got to sleep. My flight left at like 4 or 5 in the morning. But
Oh,
no, I didn't talk to anybody but one of the chaperones, which we had on hand for anything and everything we wanted. The chaperones were amazing. I mean, you just had to, the way it was set up with our rooms, we had to put a little yellow flag on the outside of our door. And there's cameras everywhere. Like you couldn't even sneak to go talk to someone. There's no way, you know.
wow.
But they knew it, so they would see that yellow flag and they would come knock on your door and ask you what you needed. They were very accommodating. I can't say enough about that. It was, I mean, I right from the get go, I felt like I was a movie star. The way they treated myself, anyway. I can't speak for others. I'm sure they got the same treatment, but for me, it was amazing. I was crying for God's sake. It was so cool to be there.
Wow. I was totally expecting something else, but that's really cool. Okay, my next would you have done better if you weren't a traitor, if you were faithful? If you did, what would your plan be?
Wow, what an interesting question. I don't know. I had my heart so set on uh, being a traitor, being a faithful. Just I hadn't even given it a thought. Would I have done better? Maybe I would have done worse. Maybe I would have been such a good guy. They would have thought I was guilty right out of the gate, day one. I mean, because everybody's looking at everybody down their nose immediately because you can't trust anyone, right? So
Hmm.
who knows? I mean, I, I I wouldn't have been happy. Well, I would have been happy. I mean, of course, but I mean, it was just that much sweeter to be a traitor. So I don't know. I what it could have went either way. What a great question. I don't know how to other than yeah, it could have went either way.
Thanks. I was not expecting you like for this to be a great question. Wow, you're surprising me, Michael John. I appreciate it.
Well, good.
Do you plan on appearing on on any other reality or game shows in the future, or are you done for now?
uh I wouldn't say no to an offer if anybody's listening. You know, definitely. I would love to. Get back to that. I have other aspirations as well, relating to that sort of stuff. But I mean, reality TV would not. I wouldn't be upset if someone asked.
Oh, okay, great. I don't think I don't think I've asked anyone this question yet because this happens a lot in reality TV. When they like interview you, how do they ask you the questions? Like when they do the interview, like when you're talking to the people on camera.
Okay.
Like do they say, Michael John, I need to ask you a question? Or like
Are you
there's
talking about? Are you talking about when we do the commentary of what happened during the day,
oh yeah, the
the
commentary.
confessionals?
The confessionals, yeah, that's the
Yes, sir.
word.
Yes, sir. Okay. Um, yeah, they asked, say, okay, during this time, you were sitting with Graham by the bar, and you told Graham that you have two cats, and Graham looked at you and raised his eyebrow. What were you thinking? What do you think he was thinking? Be something like that.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Who's your favorite player, I should say, that you competed against?
My favorite player. Oh, that's a tie. That would be Nick and Cedric.
Mm, I understand. Yeah, they're really good. Because
They're good guys, and I got along with them behind the scenes when we did have opportunity, um, which was very minuscule to actually, converse and enjoy each other's company, if you will. Offset, those are two guys I really gravitated towards, and I think, yeah, I think they would say similar things.
all right, great. One last question, Michael
Okay.
John. Would would you have done better on season one than season two?
I don't think that makes a difference.
I respect that. I respect that.
Okay.
Okay, we're done the interview, but not exactly. Is there anything you want to ask me, the host?
Yeah. Okay. So you, the host. So how long have you been doing this?
Well, haven't been doing interviews for a long time. I've only been doing interviews for about like 3 or 5 years. YouTube wise, 10 years in total.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And what made you decide you wanted to interview people like myself or the mutual friend of ours that got me in contact with you? I don't know if I could say his name. So,
No worries. I like getting to know people and I like getting to know people and hearing their stories and
okay.
making new friends.
Right. Okay. Very
Oh,
nice. I
yes.
like it.
Yes.
So, what do you do aside? Is this your full time job?
No, no, no. It's just for fun. It's just for fun.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you have any pets?
No, I don't have any pets.
What? Okay. I'm a huge. I've had dogs off and on my whole life, and then when I went through my separation, she took the dogs that we had, and I don't know. Suddenly, I have cats.
Oh,
What a
nice.
swerve.
I used to have pets. I used
Yeah.
to have pets actually, but before I was born, my mom and dad had numerous pets.
Okay. Okay.
Is there anything else you want to ask me, or?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, thank you very much, MJ, for being part of my interview and taking the time to be very faithful to me. Wink.
I appreciate you taking time for me, Graham. Thank you very much, and all the best of luck to you with the rest of your interviews.
Thank you, Michael John.